Time is 10:02. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Start with a pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll start with a roll call. Veronica Bolia,
Here.
Pauline Broder,
Here.
Judy Menard,
Here.
Lois Barlett,
Here.
our director Lucia Casey, and myself, Zachary Rio. All right, first order of business is the approval of the minutes from the May 17th, 2023 meeting. Can I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, any questions? All right, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved unanimously. Second, we have check warrants for May. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
All right, questions?
That was Lois?
No, that was me.
No, who?
Pauline?
Pauline and myself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have any questions? All right, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, now we have the MMDT statement for May 1st through the 31st. Our total balance is $28,616.40 with a distribution of $126.64 for the month.
Move to place on file.
Motion made, may I have a second?
Second. Lois. Lois. What? Lois. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Did somebody else? No, that's all right.
You're right.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Financial statement for April. May I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second. We'll just look at each other, Judy. You nod and I'll nod. Yeah.
Any questions? All right, hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved unanimously. And then we have the financial statement for May. Again, may I have a motion?
Second.
Any questions?
I have a question, Zach. The appliances that we have, 2,000, I know we were going to buy a few things ahead of time. At one time, we talked about that, and then in the director's report, I believe it says we need a refrigerator. So I was wondering, is the money going to come out of that, or do we already have it, Lucy?
We have the refrigerator.
Oh, it's here already?
Yeah.
Okay, so what other things did we buy ahead of time? Just the refrigerators?
We have no place to store it,
Yeah,
so that's part of our issue. So we're just going with what we need to purchase at this time. It
Okay.
was actually the refrigerator for the community room
Right,
that really
right.
died.
yeah. So once you replace the refrigerator with the one we have, we'll buy something else just to have on anything that you feel
We
we
have no
need?
place to store
We
it.
can't put anything.
That's the problem.
There's no
We
place
have
to put it.
No storage here at all.
Well, where's
We
the
buy it as we need it.
refrigerator That no, the new one.
In the kitchen, right here. Right behind that wall.
The old one went to the,
Oh, you-
went back.
Oh, you got rid of the old one. Okay, I thought
We
you
always
still
get-
had to get the new one.
No. When we get one, usually if we get it from Schwartz,
Yeah.
Schwartz will take the old one
Right,
back.
right. Okay,
And how many people use that refrigerator in here?
Not many, but if we
You need
didn't
it.
have it and
Yeah.
somebody wanted to use it, then we'd have an issue.
Yeah. So do we have more money put aside for appliances, Lucia? Do you
We have
feel
enough money that if we
that if we
need
need
them,
it?
we can.
Okay, all right. Okay,
But we do use that refrigerator if somebody breaks, Pauline, so that we've had people put stuff in temporarily, but
Yeah.
we can't, unless somebody's having something here, which they're welcome to do, they just need to notify the office and sign off saying they're gonna clean and all that kind of stuff. They're welcome to use that.
is it the same size refrigerator in the apartments,
Yeah.
Lucia?
All right. Any additional questions? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved unanimously. All right, correspondence.
So just before we go into correspondence, just to let the board know, we are now up to date in our financial reports. We were behind since Chris's death, so we're now up to date because we're in the month of June now.
All right, correspondence. So we received an email. DHCD is changing their name to EOHLC, Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities. Is there anything specific that needs to be discussed in this?
No, I think there are some things still coming through as DHCD, but it all should be coming through. They've changed it on the vendor web, they've changed it in most places, so EOHLC is the new name of the old DHCD.
Are they going to be improving any systems?
Well,
We'll count on it.
the only thing I can say on this is that I spoke with Representative Patricia Haddad from Somerset, and she's been working with Paul Schmidt. And I guess there are other reps coming on board specifically about the CHAMP program because it does not seem to work for small housing authorities. In doing that and speaking with her, she is the new executive director of, not Ben Stone, but the new guy who's head of housing is from Worcester, and he was a former rep who Pat knows and is very friendly with, so she's going to try to set up a meeting for him to at least come down to the South Coast and so that we can speak with him and talk to him about the things that DHCD is not doing or not helping us with. They have done a 360 since I started housing. They used to be, we could call them and get assistance. We don't get assistance from them, we get slaps on the hand all the time. So, we're gonna see if we can at least try to get some movement so that there's better communication between EOHLC and the housing authorities to really be an assistance to the housing authorities as opposed to where they are at this point.
So they're wasting money on all this new name change with the signage. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about, I think they're trying to change their image. I think that's the point of it. And I think with the rail coming down this way, that's part of the change because, and Christy can tell you, we have people knocking at our door consistently for applications. Because with the rail chain coming down, what's happened is people are raising their rents.
Yeah.
Landlords are charging $1,200 for nothing, and plus utilities. So people have no place to go. When the people who are in an apartment that they've been able to pay for umpteen years, their rents are getting raised, and they're just taking them out of that. And if you look at places like New Bedford and Fall River that had shops, those people are still living. A lot of them, I mean, a lot of them are dying off, but there is still that population that is working on a very small social security and can't afford to live in a private apartment. I mean, you can call Edgewood or any of the places and find out what they're charging, and I would venture to say that you're going to see $1,200 as a base.
Did they make any internal changes to staffing with this? I see Ben Stone's name, but it's still the same people.
As far as I'm aware, people are still there until the oil gets hot and starts to burn.
Now, there was another piece to this, wasn't it, that identified people that needed to retake exams or something?
Oh, that was
Oh,
another,
I sent that as an email.
that was another email
Yeah,
Oh, so
that we got yesterday.
is there a way to check that if we have to take it? Or is this just
It was
a,
just the names that came up that have to do it, but that doesn't mean that's finite. It may come up again.
yeah, because I couldn't remember the last time.
You've done it. We have your certificate.
Yeah.
So
But do you have to do it every so often, or once is enough, Lucia?
I can't tell you that because I don't know.
It's got to be every so often, because I've taken it before and they say I have to
Because
take it
we
again.
can't-
So,
The executive directors can't see it.
Oh, okay. So they don't, all right. So we just wait till you're notified like this? So Judy wasn't on it, I wasn't on it, and Pauline wasn't on it.
No, but
it's just me. I don't know, Zach, were
I
you
got
on?
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zach and I.
So I figured, well, if I need to, maybe they just overlooked us, you know?
No, they're not.
They'll find you.
They'll find you.
They'll find you.
my assumption is it's like continuing education where they're telling you how they're handling certain things
Yeah.
now. Because that changes quick, I assume, in housing.
That was kind of cumbersome, all those exams we took. Oh, yes.
Not if you just go to the end and answer the question. Don't bother reading all that stuff in between. Common sense.
If you already know, yeah.
Hey, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I didn't do
yeah.
that.
Hey, got the certificate, so.
I'll do that next time.
No.
Gonna have a hit.
You need a motion to file?
Okay.
No? Okay.
All right, moving on.
You don't have any trouble.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Well, we could make a motion to throw it away, but,
We
okay.
object.
Okay.
All right, moving on, we have the director's report. Can I have a motion?
Move to accept and file.
Second?
Second.
Just so, a comment on the second paragraph, that person is in a nursing facility right now, and I tried to make contact with that nursing facility yesterday, so I am working on that.
Perfect. Any questions pertaining to the director's reports?
Chrissy, could you give us an update on the washer?
So CSC ServiceWorks is the company that we use in Somerset. They reached out to us to set up a meeting with Lucia to get a contract going.
Oh, so it looks good? Okay, so we're at least on a roll.
I hate to bring this up about the dumpster, but that's the company that took over for freights. So all you did was call to get a new dumpster because you're keeping them, right? You're keeping Win-Win?
Probably going
Freights.
to keep them because everybody in, the dumpster business has changed as
I know
well,
that.
and everybody is raising their rates. So we know they're coming and they're actually dumping it. I have the contract to sign, so I have not signed it yet. But I will sign with them. I never signed a contract with them after Freight's left, so they have been actually just doing this and billing us. The one problem that I have with this company is that they charge a traveling kind of fee, and it varies. So I don't know, they're a New Hampshire company, but they do have a facility in Massachusetts. But I don't know if they're, where the truck's coming from, to know what that mileage charge is. So I'm gonna ask that question.
Did you ever look into Harvey's? Because they're in Providence.
But I wouldn't do a Rhode Island company because we're in Massachusetts and we get money from Massachusetts. I think it's not right to do a Rhode Island company.
Good, makes sense.
So since it's been replaced, are the issues continuing?
No,
Okay,
no, it's very good.
perfect, so there's a solution. All right,
And when is the meeting for the washing machine? It's just that it's been down since February, and the dryer's been down since the last board meeting. But I'm just wondering,
I don't know because that just came in.
Came in yesterday at 5:30,
oh, okay,
so she has to set up a meeting.
thank you.
On the hill over here, Zach, if you park over there, it seems like all this stuff is growing up between the plantings you did, Chrissy. So I didn't know, is there someone that takes care of that?
Well, that's a David thing, but.
It's really, you know, when you drive in, I don't know if you guys parked over there, but I don't know what to tell you. It looks like it has stuff growing up all in between those.
I have a lot to say about that project, but.
I know. You worked very hard on that, so I hate to see it.
I know she didn't, and I wish she had because
Yeah.
we wouldn't be having some of the issues that we have now.
Because I noticed today, we have daisies and everything growing up in there, so.
I put the black fabric down in between
Yeah.
the shrubs, and that makes it a nightmare because when the weeds grow through, some are growing through the fabric, and then when you put fabric down and mulch decomposes, it makes dirt on top of the fabric. So then any weed seeds grow on top, so you have weeds growing underneath the fabric and on top of the fabric. Part of the problem is the shrubs that they chose are not tall enough. They just
Spread.
spread like this, and they spread slowly. So you're gonna see a lot of that empty space for quite a while. They either needed to put a lot more shrubs in or choose a different shrub. And by putting in the black fabric, which I never do, it's just a nightmare. And they steepen the hill on top of it, so
Yeah. Do you see it getting worse, Chrissy? I mean, there is quite a bit there right now.
it's gonna be
It'll take a
long
while.
time.
Yeah.
Just plucking weeds. By the time you finish a section, another section needs
Yeah,
started.
I know.
any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor?
I already forgot, what are we voting on, the director's report?
Yeah, director's report.
Yeah,
Aye.
all right.
All right, new business, Westport Police Department is not here. Yeah, so now we have, next order of business is building painting options, which I'll hand over to Lucia.
So I asked Rob Smith, who was the project designer that was assigned to this project, to put together the difference between spray painting and brush painting. And that's what the schematic design is about. I have problems with spray painting because, first of all, it can only be done on days that it's not windy. Second of all, I anticipate that people who have breathing problems will complain about the spray painting. So the difference being, there is a difference in dollars. So we may not be able to paint as much if we went brush painting as we could do with a spray painter. So I'd like the board's opinion on what they think.
Where is, okay, let's see.
So if you look at If you look at around page 4, it will say at the top, brush. And then the last one is, the last one is spray. So the difference in price is, and the end price is $17,000 roughly.
In terms of the brush versus the spray,
Right. 48,464 brush. Well, that's estimated before the bid goes out because we put the bid out until we know what we're bidding for. And spray was 31,560.
is there a comparison as to,
Which is better.
how long each will
Each will
last?
take to be done.
I know it just says pros and cons, better control of application.
I think, well, depending on where the building is, what size of the, so if you look, brushed on, slower, longer projection duration. Sprayed on, shorter project duration. The time, more likely to, on the spray, more likely to require reapplication due to the applicator moving too quickly and not painting thoroughly enough would require masking windows in those areas.
See, you're only painting the front,
We're only painting certain.
The front.
South side mostly.
now they're gonna sand this all down?
Oh, no.
Because I just had my house painted and they had to sand it all down, the paint off of it. So,
This is all stained.
That's all stained.
so it's
There's
all
no
stained.
paint.
We're not painting.
They'll go in
There's
and
a difference
prep it, though.
between stain
my
and paint.
house was,
Stained,
yeah, and they had to sand it.
Did you go from stain to paint, or did you restain?
No, I had stained again, and they sprayed. But they put plastic over the windows and
Spray.
stuff.
To spray.
And so the residents would have to know about that. But I know they sanded my whole house.
There's
So-
nothing on here for sanding. I believe there
Because-
is some prep, but
Well,
nothing
I-
on here for sanding.
I didn't know if you could put it over what this is, so.
well, they did
you
my
want it
house
to
and they didn't
last.
sand
Yeah,
it. They
that's
did
fair.
spots that needed it, that
Yeah.
was worn.
Demolished.
But they didn't do the whole
Paint and
house.
sand
No.
exist
And they
inside.
painted by hand. They brushed because it goes in better in between the shingles and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's true, yeah,
So
Veronica.
that was
it's
done by
true.
brush.
But no, I didn't
So,
see.
If you look at page 2,
Two,
Under demolish,
under
demolition.
the brush,
Yep,
if you look down at line 24120, 024120,
yep,
they're talking about scraping and prepping existing siding.
yep. This page, right over here.
that page, I just
Second.
don't want us to have it peel off.
Right down here, it says prepping and
My assumption would be that that's only for when
Scraping
they're
and-
actually
scrape,
in that
sand,
area,
prep.
right?
Linnean's only, spots
Okay.
in that area.
And
So
then they'd
they've
be
got it
putting it
built
back
in.
up until they paint
There's
the
there's
area.
a comment though in the first part, Veronica, that says you've got a 2% allowance or something. Yeah, see over here, has been included in the estimates. And then if it goes beyond that, we have enough money to do it, right?
Well, they've got some in there, so
So-
then we've still got above that.
There's some contingency, I believe.
Yeah.
There's 10% overhead, or 5% overhead.
Oh, I didn't see that, maybe. No, I was just wondering because I hate to see it peel, after
Well,
you
they do
paint it.
have it in here that they're going to scrape and prep existing siding. I
Yeah.
doubt that they're going to scrape the whole thing.
No.
They're gonna scrape the pieces, the parts.
Yeah,
where the-
yeah,
Peeling, yeah.
yeah. Okay, right. Well, you know him, and so, but I just, I know they had to really sand my house down because they were afraid it would peel.
Well, you have water near you too.
South side is they just, but the rest of the house too, they sanded it all. Took them 2 days just to stand, you know?
But you have water near you too.
Yeah, salt water, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So, which
No.
makes a big difference.
Yeah, I just would hate to see, I know you've been through a lot to get this and then have it peel, you know?
Well, I'm
think
sure Rob
It's covered.
Yeah.
pretty good about making sure it won't peel.
Okay.
Rob's done a lot of work for us
Yeah.
here. He's usually the architect that we use, who
Okay.
I'm very happy with, and I
Yeah.
wish Somerset could use him, but he comes out of DHCD, and he's local, he's from New Bedford, so
Oh,
he's
that's
very
good.
well aware of the
Yeah.
conditions.
Well, I guess we got it covered because we got extra money in case we do have to do something more, right?
Right,
Lucia?
but what we don't have is, we have to look at, are we going to spray it or are we going to brush it?
Yeah.
You
So,
had yours sprayed? Have you had it sprayed before?
Yep.
How long did it last? Roughly?
That's a good question because I would say I was due again from maybe 212, 213.
So 10 years.
Yeah, just about. Yeah, I think you're right, Veronica.
Is that paint or stain?
Yeah,
Stain.
Yeah.
You stain.
yep. So, I mean, I don't know a lot about this stuff, but
the other thing to consider too is that when you're spraying stain, from what I've seen, it definitely makes a mess. There's a lot of prep, and if
Yeah.
there's any wind in the air, it's
Right, it's not an acrylic like a
not like a
Latex.
heavy
yeah,
paint.
wash cleanup.
It's
Yeah.
more liquidy, so it's kind of like spraying water.
It would depend on the company as far as the application that you choose.
And you know where I'm going with my thoughts.
I'm supposed to say,
We do, but I don't.
they're doing the same prep and so forth on both of them. It's just the end application.
yeah.
And I don't own my house, but they just did that one and it was all, but I did read something afterwards and I said, well, I guess they did the right thing. They brushed it. And they said it gets in between the shingles, it gets under where your spray doesn't always do that and you don't have the dripping
Spray
effect at all.
surface.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know it's a little more, but I think I would be inclined to go with the brushing.
I agree with that.
And it would not impact the tenants as much either with having to cover their windows and not get air in because I know they're going to be making phone calls. I can't breathe as it is and now you're blocking me in that I can't. So I'd say overall, brushing would be our best.
Yeah, typically it lasts a lot longer too. You may get 1.5 to 2 times the life out of it.
So we'll do as many buildings as we can and then just go from there.
Same color.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it'd be the same color.
All right. Do we have to do a roll call on this?
No, but I'd like you to do a vote just so
Yeah.
I can tell Rob.
Okay, I move that we go with the brushing and have it done.
Second.
That's for you.
Judy?
Are there any other questions? No? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. All right, old business. No, I think we kind of talked about some of the old business throughout the meeting. Commissioner comments. We'll start with Judy. No?
Nothing?
No? Pauline?
I'm sorry. One of the tenants said to me that we have benches behind the building that nobody uses. Maybe they could be put in front of the buildings.
We'll look at that.
Thank you.
You know, are they on foundation? I don't even know what they look like, sorry.
They look like the regular benches that are here, but
Is
they're,
there a foundation underneath
Are
them?
they on a cement? Yeah.
I think,
Because they would have to be
yeah.
cemented to hold down, which is a whole, it's not just moving.
Move the bench, yeah.
Well, I know there's two behind my building. There's one almost in the woods over here. I think building 3 has a couple.
Okay, I'll look, I'll take a walk around.
Any other comments? All right. Tenant comments?
Well, I wasn't gonna say anything, but you're talking about spraying, and I don't know if our house is gonna be the one, number 6. But nobody's ever done anything about the gutters, and it's all blackened, because, and I mentioned this at another meeting, and I think Lucia said it's probably locked up with leaves or whatever, but the water just pours out. I mean, right down where you walk in, it's just pouring out. If you're gonna paint, you can paint or spray paint, whatever you're gonna do, you might wanna consider fixing that first, because it's actually blackening the house. Just,
I think I read within the information we had that they were going to be taking care of downspouts and so forth,
They're removing them.
removing the downspouts, so if there's anything in there, it should all fall out at the same time.
I think we're the only ones, that's why I got up and I looked around, and I didn't see anybody else's house that has that blackened
Well,
gutter.
All right. Any additional tenant comments?
When are we gonna start the painting?
We have to send it out to bid.
Have they gone out to bid yet?
Yeah, so it's gonna be some time.
And the comment about the spraying, good thing you said that, because Saturday, and like 4 of us in building 6 smelled, it's like a paint, like a spray paint. And we all thought it might have been somebody, but turns out the next day I smelled it again outside. So it could have been the house next door, I mean, those little houses. He has a lawnmower service, he might have been spray painting something, and it just came right in the window upstairs. So yeah, it's a good thing that you're not gonna do spray painting.
Well, if we
Well-
sprayed, you wouldn't have any windows.
Yeah, they'd block it.
You have to block it.
right, but I'd also like to comment, you sometimes get some kind of a smell even if they're painting. I mean,
That's-
you know, you can't get paint that's not gonna have some odor to it. But, and I would almost guess once we get bids and so forth, we may be looking closer to the fall, because it isn't a good idea to paint when the hot summer weather, because it only, you know, it does, yeah, it dries too quickly.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't plan on it being done in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, no. Additional comments? No? Okay. Are we having the July meeting?
I don't know, that's up to the board.
We've, in the past, if there was something coming up that was necessary for us to do one, actually, July and August, we would plan like one between if necessary.
Okay.
But if you don't feel it's a need, I just as soon not drive over here.
All right, so we'll table it and see if we get bids or if anything comes up.
If something comes
So
up.
So we'll just call a meeting either in July
When-
or
when needed.
August,
Yeah.
depending
When needed.
when it's needed for those months.
And
Yeah,
it'll be posted when,
that way you can go to the beach.
okay. All right, with that being said, I will take a motion.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Don't need that.
All
Yep.
those in favor?
Aye.